Have you seen, oh my God, have you seen Starlight from The Boys? Now, I know I showed this in Discord when we were hanging out in there the other day. Oh my God. Yeah, have you seen her? She was like, oh my God, no, let me just, Starlight, The Boys, then and now. What did she do to herself? This is the good picture. Like, look. Like, look how beautiful she was before. Like, this is not okay. It is not okay. Like, she was, like, absolutely drop-dead gorgeous before. Like, obviously that's a nice picture and then this is, like, a bad picture of her. But, like, I'm sorry, but look how flipping gorgeous she was before. And, like, just, she's got, like, what's she done to her nose? Like, can we get this bigger? Open image in new tab. Give me a bit. Yeah, there we go. Let's zoom in on this. Okay, it doesn't zoom in on this. I'm so upset. Like, obviously she can do whatever she wants to her face. Like, obviously it's her face and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, this is little proof of body dysmorphia. She was made to feel pretty. She was made to feel like she had to be sexy in The Boys. But she was already there. But that's obviously what it was. She was like the sexy one in The Boys. And it's like she is like perfect. I actually think she is like the perfect looking girl here. And like if you saw her figure, I don't know what her figure's like now, if she's like enhanced at all, but her figure was, I don't know. I was a McDonald's cashier. Excuse me. I worked on the tills at McDonald's. What are you saying? Is it real though? Unfortunately, yes. Yes, it is. Obviously, this is right at the start and this is like right at the end. But unfortunately, yes, it is. Oh, this is everything she's had. Buccal fat removal. What fat? Nose job, rhinoplasty, non-invasive cosmetic treatments, eyelid surgery, breast implants. I knew she'd have a boob job. I knew that was going to be there. And V-line jaw surgery. But look how beautiful she was. And it's like, now she can never get it back. Like, it's such a shame. I hope she's happy. Hopefully she's happy with what she looks like. Because if she's happy, yay. But it's like these things keep happening where you have these girls that look fine anyway, but they're made to think that they need to improve. And once you improve, you can't undo it. Her nose was perfect here, and she's got like a Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson nose going on here. Like, it's literally the start of it. Like, it drives me crazy. And you know what this all comes from? This all stems from people judging. I know we're judging on her new looks, but from judging other people's looks to say that they aren't good enough. But how, like, it's so sad that she could have looked in the mirror and not seen that she was, like, beautiful. It's so sad. And then, like, no one's telling them, like, whoa, no. Don't do that. I know people who've gone too far with plastic surgery, like actual people in like my real life who have gone too far. And it's like no one is telling them. You obviously get these extreme ones, like that one who wanted to be like the Ken doll. And like no one is locking him away from being mentally unstable. He's obviously insane. He's like, they're obviously cuckoo, and they need to be on some kind of medication, being in a psych ward until it is evaluated what is wrong with them, and then they need to have a treatment plan to fix it, because that is called like a mental health problem. That is called, like, I don't like using the word, but insane. Do you know what I mean? Like, you are crazy. Some form of crazy if you think that turning yourself into a Ken doll is normal. They definitely need support from their families, friends, professionals. Exactly. Like, I tell you what, if Tia, I say to Tia all the time, like, Joe, you're beautiful. Obviously, be healthy and blah, 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 blah. But, like, do not enhance or change your body, like, because you don't need it. You're literally caked in makeup to appear different from something than what you actually are. Yeah. And you know what? I know that you're saying that to probably be rude because you're like saying it in a nasty way. However, I agree with that. We all make an effort with our appearance. We do our hair. Nobody walks out the house without brushing their hair or like making sure their teeth are clean or washing their face and all this. Like, obviously we all take an effort to make an effort with our appearance Obviously, that makes sense. We all do that. But it's so dramatic when somebody will literally disfigure their body, actually physically change the bone structure of their body, or the like the shape of, like, to do minor enhancements. Like, obviously we have the tech for that these days, so it's kind of like, okay, cool. Like, you can alter slightly if there's something wrong with the way that you look. If you've got like what do you call it, a cleft lip or something, or you've got buck teeth or something like that. But it's when these people like the Ken dude, the one who wanted to look like the Ken one, or the woman who had those big giant boobs, they were like out here, and like and it's those I'm talking about, particularly those. It's not different at all. Your face looks different without. I'm not saying it doesn't. Of course I look different without makeup on. Like, that's a given. Yes, guess what? I don't have the eyebrows like this. And guess what? My lips aren't naturally red. My God, shock horror. My cheeks aren't naturally this rosy with an even complexion. I'm not saying that. I'm saying to physically enhance your body in such a way that there's got to be a line drawn somewhere. Where do you draw a line? Well, it is tough to say, obviously. Each person has their own idea in their head, but there has to be, like, we would, for example, I draw the line at makeup, cool, GGU. Like, for example, it's okay to exercise to the point where it hurts whilst you exercise, yeah? We all agree, when you're actually properly working out and you are physically working, it hurts when the next day you wake up and your legs hurt, right? You're, oh my God, I can't sit down because I had a really hard leg day yesterday. That's pain. However, is it okay to cut yourself? Is that normal? No, that becomes a mental illness, right? But hurting yourself through exercise, because that technically tears your muscles and regrows your muscles, that is also self-harm. But it's an acceptable form of self-harm because it's about the healthiness and progress of your body. But cutting your arm is not acceptable because that is a form of mental illness. It's the same thing with altering the way you look. You can want to alter the way you look. You can want to get fake nails and fake lashes. The men can want to change their hair and get like a pretty beard or no beard or whatever. It's acceptable to alter the way you look, but there has to be a line between what is okay and what is a mental illness. Just like self-harming by working out hard at the gym, or actually self-harming. And I think that it is the moral obligation of the family and friends of these people. Like, if I saw my daughter doing this to herself, you can damn well bet I would step in and be like, oh my God, baby, there's something wrong. Like, you're perfect, or you're fine, or you shouldn't think like that. Let's get your mental health checked. Like, if my best friend, I've got a friend who did have surgery, but she didn't have lots of surgery. Had she continued to have surgery, I would have taken her to the side and been like, my love, I love you. Like, please think about what you're doing. And if that didn't work, damn right would I, make an intervention to try and save my friend or my daughter or my sister or my mother or anybody. Do you know what I mean? There has to be a line. It is tough to know where to draw the line. I agree. Like, technically, I don't think that she crossed a mental health line. This is just upsetting. It's just like, for me, I'm like, oh baby, like, you were so beautiful. Like, you were such a beautiful young girl. You didn't need to change your looks. This is sympathy for the fact that she felt that she needed to. I don't think she crossed a mental health line here. This guy, yes, I do. I think this guy should seek mental health help. Like, completely. Just like the Ken person, just like the big boob lady. I think they should seek mental health help. I don't know, I pause every time I go to say help. Help for their mental health. This is just upsetting. When I saw Cheryl Cole had done this huge big lip job, and I was like, oh my God, but she was so beautiful before. She didn't need that. Do you know what I mean? Like, she was like marked as like the nation's like beauty and blah, 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 blah. So it was sad to see that she felt she needed it. It's this era that we live in that like, it's all the same thing. It's like everybody's so afraid to offend somebody or anything that we're negating that mental health exists. Like when somebody says, Like this article I saw this morning, they identify as a dog, and so therefore they sleep in this crate. It's a beautiful girl. She sleeps in a crate and blah, blah, blah. If she truly identifies as a dog, she has a mental illness. Okay, that's it. She's not a dog at all. Okay, she's not a dog. Like she's a woman who thinks she's a dog, so therefore her brain doesn't work. Simple as that. Therefore she should get help. We have the ability to help people like this, so therefore they should get help. And it's the same for this. But we live in such a society at the moment that no one's allowed to say this. And you get people who come in and will attack me for wearing makeup because I'm speaking against it, when what I'm trying to say is that if something is extreme, then it should probably be looked into if it's mental health or if they're a narcissist or whatever the take is. Obviously, like, for example, you can think it's acceptable for countries to invade other countries as a conquering nation, blah, 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 but you cannot attack somebody for their race. There are lines and drawn with everything. Let me just catch up. Sorry, I ranted. Sad that pretty looking women who are celebrities ruin themselves. It is. It's sad that any girl or guy ruins their looks with it. And I think the society needs to step up and do so, especially in this day and age where we're supposed to be all advocating for mental health. How many times do you see it where people are pro mental health? We can talk about how we feel. It's okay to not be okay, blah, 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 blah. And then you get actual mental health, mentally ill people in front of your face, and everyone goes, oh, but you look so beautiful, I love it so much, you should go get more. And it's like, why are we becoming pussies on that, yet we're all fighting for, advocating for being loud about every other type of mental health issue? I think quite passionately about this, in case you couldn't tell. It's always about balance. Self-improvement, sure, but going to this extent is unhealthy. What else would you do to that point? Yeah, exactly. Your makeup is exactly the same. You're just thinking it's different because it's socially acceptable to wear makeup. Both about deception and self-hate. Not really. To an extent. I'll give you that to an extent. Yes, I prefer how I look with makeup. I do prefer how I look with makeup. But you know what? I can one day undo. At the end of the day, I wipe my face off and then I can wear no makeup. If I decide, oh, do you know what? My little crazy eyebrows, my crazy wings, my extreme lipstick, do you know what? I'm not feeling that anymore. That's not trendy anymore. So I could take this beautiful invention called a baby wipe, not just for babies' bums, and I can undo what I've done to myself. These poor girls and guys who were doing this surgery, I can dress up. I can cosplay. Look, whee! I painted myself to look like Angel from or whatever her name is, from Bendy and the Ink Machine. And at the end of the day, I can wash it off. These people are making a decision to permanently, forever alter their bodies in a way they can never undo. And I think that is where the line needs to be drawn. If you so desperately need to make yourself look like a celebrity, and you will physically damage your body that you can never, ever, ever take back. What if one day,
Good morning, beautiful.
David Beckham, the guy that he's trying to look like, David Beckham became a murderer, right? He murders his wife and children. And now this dude looks like him! He just spent his life trying to look like him! You can't undo that! Do you know what I mean? Just saying the girl from Boys looks good. She does. She does look like, if that was what she naturally looked like, it'd be like, okay, she's a pretty girl still. My point with her was, it's sad that she felt the need to change it, is my point here. I prefer her there. However, I would have walked past her in the street and be like, oh my God, here. It's just sad that she felt she needed to go from that to that, where she couldn't see how beautiful she already was, is what my take on her is. By that logic, you're against people trying to improve their appearance by working out too. Improving your appearance with workout is natural. How do you... No, not necessarily. Putting on fake face with chemicals is not natural. Actually, I'll have you know that people, the human race, has been putting on war paint for, longer than any of us, probably know our history. Do you know what I mean? And actually going to the gym and lifting weights, physically lifting weights at the gym, is not natural. It's not natural. Like, go back 300 years. What did they go around lifting big metal balls? No, they didn't. They would fight in armies and wars with their swords and their shields, and they'd be big and buff like that. But they would not go to a building where there's all this fake machinery that gives the impression of running or gives the impression of lifting the body of a dead person up or whatever they did when they were fighting wars. There is nothing natural about a gym, yet you deem that acceptable, even though it's 100% man-made, completely man-made, just like makeup. The only thing the gym does is it obviously improves your healthy physique, but you could do all of that without the gym. You don't need the gym to do that. You can go for a run. You can, like, climb a mountain. You don't need the gym to do it. So actually, working out at the gym is not natural. At the end of the day, it's not actually you. It's making you look like a different person. Again, my stance is, if you can't undo it, it's extreme. Technically, societal settlement, people do not need to work out and improve body performance looks like we do. It's a choice, a temporary adjustment, just the same. And again, it depends on perception. Yeah. What about having a cap on a tooth? That's permanent. Yeah, and that's my point. I feel like you're focusing on me saying all plastic surgery is bad. Like, I feel like you must have missed the entrance to this, to this story. When we started it, I said that some surgery and some self-improvement is fine, but there has to be a line that you draw when it goes from being self-improvement to, oh, that's a shame you didn't need it, to a mental health issue. So, of course, as the human race, given the technology that we currently have, obviously we can self-improve. We can wear glasses because our sight is bad. We can have a hearing aid because we've got one stupid ear. That's me, by the way. We can get dentures. It's not there yet, but I'm gonna get an implant put in. Obviously, we should make use of what our intelligence within our human race has given us. But I just think that we just condone too much odd behaviour that should be addressed. Just because we're the most intelligent species and we make all these wonderful gadgets that we can use and stuff like that, I just think that we also have the ability to lose our minds. Do you know what I mean? Like, we can go crazy. We could do crazy things. And the more that is given to us, the crazier we're becoming. And I just think that if you see somebody who is exhibiting, if you saw your friend was exhibiting signs of depression or bipolar or borderline personality disorder or schizophrenic, wouldn't you do something to help them? Of course you would. I mean, of course you would. Like, you should do. So it's like, why is this area where it's obviously a mental health issue that they want to look like a Ken doll, or that they want to be a dog, or that they want to look like a celebrity? That's obviously not of the norm. And at very least, before they do the surgery, they should have a massive psych evaluation to check that something is not a little bit up there, and therefore they can't be treated to feel better in their own skin and not need to disfigure themselves to make themselves happy, that they can never undo. Like transgender surgery, I don't really care for it much either way. Like, if somebody wants to become a man, or it feels like they already are a man and they want to alter their body for it, like, I think that doing that as an adult, it's a bit of a tough one, because, like, based on some of the people that are in the chat, I feel like you're going to take my take really, 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 really wrong, okay? I think that sometimes that is also a mental health issue. Sometimes it's not, and sometimes to fix that mental health issue, doing the transgender surgery is the way to go. However, I do think there needs to be a bigger psych evaluation before you allow anybody to undergo transgender surgery, because it's such a life-altering thing. And I absolutely 1,000,000% think it should never happen for anyone under 21 years old. I do not think that children should ever be allowed to identify as a boy if they're a girl. Ever. I'm really against that. As for when you're an adult, I think, again, just like this plastic surgery thing, if you go through a huge psych evaluation and it proves that the best course of action for your mental health would be to have the surgery, I'm like, yay, waving my banners. Because what if you think of it this way, what if you think that that's what you need because society tells you it, because it's a very prominent thing in society at the moment, and it turns out you just had a mental health issue, and then one day you overcome your mental health issue for whatever reason, like, I don't know, you find God or something, and you now can't undo it. My big thing on all of this is when you do extreme measures that you can't undo, you should be checked first if everything is working up here. Because just because everything's not okay here for you doesn't mean that everything's not okay here for you too. It's just less visible. It's not about the workout, it's about how your body looks after you. Did the workout. And the way it looks comes from a natural biological process. But people don't work out to be healthy. 90% of people who go to the gym to buff up, that's literally, look at the term I'm using, to buff up, it's not to be healthy. You could be healthy without going to the gym. You go to the gym to change the look of your physique, because you could do all the rest without going to the gym. If it's about your body as a temple, blah, 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 taking care of your body, you don't need to go to the gym to bulk up or slim down or blah, blah, blah. You don't need the gym for it. You don't need to work out for it. Your body can be allowed to create whatever natural stasis it is by eating well and not being lazy. Do you know what I mean? So again, the gym and the physical act of physically working out is to alter your body, which is the same as putting on makeup, which is the same as plastic surgery. Just some of them, if you did, it's like taking steroids. Do you think it's okay to take steroids? No, of course not. Like, it's damaging to your body. Can you work out so much that you rip all your muscles and you can't move and you like absolutely destroy them so you get injuries? No, of course not. But obviously you can go to the gym to enhance the way you look. You can go put your makeup on to enhance the way you look. You could dye your hair. You could cut your hair. Blah, 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 blah. But there has to be a limit for every single thing that you do to your body. If you start hurting yourself or extremely altering your body, there could be and probably is another reason for it. You're anorexic, or you've got body dysmorphia, or you're having an identity crisis. Maybe you have multiple personalities and one wants to be transgender and the other doesn't, and one day the other personality is going to become the primary personality. You just don't know. That's in a very extreme example, but that's kind of the point I'm trying to make. Like, I think the extreme cases need to be examined before they're allowed to make extreme alterations to themselves. I think people need to take a step to helping the people that they know. Makeup is not about self-improvement. It's about ego and delusion and self-hate. Where are you getting this self-improvement thing from? Everything, oh my God, everything you do to your looks is self-improvement in your own mind. I think I look better like this. Someone who gets plastic surgery thinks they look better like that. Going to the gym thinks they look better like that. Self implies yourself, me. If I say self-improvement means improvement to me. So therefore, if I'm doing stuff to my body that I think make my body better, whether it's losing weight, gaining weight, putting on makeup, surgery, tooth care, whatever, it's all self-improvement. Otherwise, don't bother brushing your hair, don't bother brushing your teeth, let your earwax drip out, like never wash your face. Do you know what I mean? All of that self-improvement. Even getting up in the morning and having a shower is a form of self-improvement. Dogs do not get up in the morning and have a shower. Humans do. Why? It's got nothing to do with anything other than it makes us smell nicer and not be stinky and not be dirty. That is a form of self-improvement. Otherwise, we would all be like cavemen who did not go shower. They were all dirty. Do you know what I mean? Like, that is, how can you think that that's not self-improvement? Went to the store and bought a mask. Have I self-improved? Like a plastic mask off a shelf. It depends if you like your mask. Like, if you like the mask, then of course. But you know what you could do? You could take off the mask. If someone said to you, no, mate, that's a bit crazy. Like, what are you doing? Get that mask off your face. You could go, oh, shit, whoops. Whoop, pop it off. But, like, if you go and get a knife and just carve up your face to look like the mask, that would be crazy, right? I would just be in my place and... Okay, so if you saw your friend was cutting themselves or self-harming in any kind of way, you wouldn't... this is to Luke Ski, by the way. You would not intervene. You would let them hurt themselves, possibly ending in the end of life. That's not true. And I hope that's not true, because if that is true, then long, hard look in the mirror for you, I think. Isn't that also mental health with transgender? Again, I do find that one quite a tough one. I think with some people, yes, it is. I think that everything that people think and people feel is all a form of mental health, obviously, because it all comes from your mental state. And you just have to determine if what is happening in your mental state is acceptable and okay, or if it's something that's damaging to yourself, or if it's something that one day is going to get better and go away. You know? So if somebody is self-harming, for instance, then that is something you need to fix. If somebody feels like they're trapped in a woman's body and they're a man, first thing you need to do is check that there's no other mental health implication first. If there's not, they probably do feel like a woman trapped in a man, and then it's okay to alter that. But what if they're just schizophrenic or any other extreme mental health issue? And then you can fix that schizophrenic, and then they don't need to hack up their body to feel better, because if they're schizophrenic, guess what? They're still going to be a schizophrenic man once they turn that once they become a man and go through the whole process. Like, because if the base problem is being schizophrenic, altering their body is not going to take that away, because it's in the mind, it's not in the body, which means they're still going to be sick and poorly and sad. You know, allowing at a young age is straight up a form of neglect of duty care. Made it a law not to be able to have a tattoo at a young age, yet they allow kids to make huge decisions like that. Yeah, 100% sure. I don't think children should. 100%, 1,000,000% at all. Like, to me, that's absolutely batshit crazy. And there's no, like, cushioning that. I will never, ever, ever understand how anybody could think it's acceptable for a child to be able to decide what gender they're going to be for the rest of their life. Like, no, you actually need to lift weights, keeps your bones healthy, and prevents many kinds of diseases. Otherwise, as you age, you lose bone mass, become frail. You don't need to lift weights. You just need to be physically active. The actual weight itself is man-made, ergo not natural. According to what you're saying, that's not natural, though. Working, that's natural. Makeup's not natural. It's a chemical, blah, 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 blah. According to your stance on that, literally lifting weights is holding man-made objects, which, believe it or not, use chemicals, and therefore is not natural. Being physically active in some form of a way is. Like, so what you're trying to say is nobody should bother brushing their hair because there's no benefit to it. Like, you don't need to brush your hair. Like, nobody needs to put clothes on. Don't need to wear clothes because there's nothing. In the cold, in the winter, of course. In the summer, we should walk around naked because it's so hot, because they're man-made. So there's no natural benefit there, so we shouldn't put clothes on. And when we put our clothes on, we should put the ugliest clothes anyway, because what's the point in wearing pretty clothes? So when you go out on a night out or you go on a date, are you telling me you do not put nice up, make your hair nice? You do not, like, wear nice clothes for the date? You turn up looking like a homeless person? The answer, of course, is no. Of course you don't, because that is a human race. However, we are still able to become insane, and so therefore we should protect our more vulnerables. Makeup and surgery stems from the exact same thing: insecurity, ego, deception. One's just more extreme form of it. You want yourself proving that you wear makeup, you're just wearing a mask, having a shower proves you because you're killing bad bacteria. Actually, killing more bacteria away from your body is not great for your immune system. Technically, actually, if you allow yourself to get a bit mucky and stuff like that, it increases your immune system. That's why kids should go outside and play in the dirt and whatnot. Just saying. Obviously, licking dirty water and stuff, not like that. But yeah, it's actually proven if you shower too much, it's bad for your skin. So everything has an extremism to it, which is kind of my point. If that makes me feel good, I'll wear makeup, mask, face. Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of my point. That's like literally my point. It's okay to make yourself feel good. There's nothing wrong with wanting to make yourself feel better. Why the fudge would you want to leave yourself looking or feeling like you look rubbish? I can tell you right now, since I lost my tooth, until I get my tooth fixed, I will damn well put my entire face on to compensate for the fact that I feel hideous because I have a missing tooth. Once that tooth goes back on, you watch my body painting streams come back, because I come on without my makeup on. I don't want to do that at the moment because I don't like the fact that I look worse because I have a missing tooth. I'm saying that there has to be a limit. So somebody who does this, which we will watch in a minute, by the way, we are going to be doing it. Somebody who does this, where they want to make themselves look like a celebrity, that's not normal. I'm saying society allows us to improve ourselves. You do it yourself when you pick your clothes in the morning. Like, there is no way you can say you do not self-improve. What if I think your clothes are hideous? Does that mean you're wrong in your choice of self-improvement? Obviously not. You've chosen, yourself, have chosen to self-improve by putting on the clothes that you think makes you look nice. If I don't agree with the way that you look, that doesn't mean that you haven't self-improved. It means that I'm not great. I don't think it looks great. Do you know what I mean? So you just admit you think you look hideous without makeup? I've already said that. I said that. I already said that. I hate the way that I look, so I put makeup on. I know that. What I said was, at the end of the day, if I change my mind, I can wipe my makeup off. Somebody who's had extreme surgery can't do that. I'm not sitting here saying I think I look the best ever with no makeup, because then I would have put makeup on, obviously. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, why would I sit here for an hour and put this crap on my face if I thought I looked better without it? That's just crazy. Let me just ugly myself. Obviously, I think I look better without it. I'm saying mine is reversible. And if you do something that's irreversible, there should be larger consequences. Like, not consequences, larger...
Thank you for
precautions. That's a better word.
Finny,
Larger precautions for it. Not every picture has makeup on, actually. I have makeup-free pictures on Facebook and Instagram. When I'm out taking pictures with my kids, there's loads of them. They're just further back because I haven't done it in a while. Do you know why? Because I'm missing a tooth. You can't wipe off, which is why you never do. How do you know that? Which is why you're unhappy. That's why every picture this guy. How do you know I don't wipe? How do you know? I'm on Discord every single day without makeup. Every single day. I come on stream with my makeup on because it's recorded content. And so I don't want to be here for recorded content without feeling great. And I don't like my tooth. But the second I come off stream, I sit in Discord with anybody from here who wants to be with us. Every single person here could go there. And I'm in my sweaty clothes, my hair's bunged up, my makeup comes off. In fact, I sit there with like half my makeup off half the time. Like, and then there's loads of pictures online with me with my kids with no makeup on. I said right now, yeah, I've literally streamed with no makeup on. Like, for hours. Every single time you see one of these pictures, I started the stream for about an hour to 2 hours with no makeup on. I said I don't like being seen publicly without my makeup now because I'm uncomfortable because of my tooth. Makeup is still good and hurting when you could take back a time without consequences. Exactly. That's literally what I'm saying. Shall we watch this video? I'm like a little bit over repeating the same thing over and over again. I'm going to watch this video of this Looney Tunes who spent $40,000 trying to look like David Beckham.
Picking someone that you really like David, and then spending a lot of money to look like them. You've got to sort of have the bone structure, the bone structure to work
That's
on.
not David Beckham.
Because it's going to be very hard for you to look like him.
Like, obviously, I know I don't look like him, you know what I mean? I'm not that stupid. But I got a long way to go to get my goals to look like him.
How close do you reckon you're going to be able to get?
I don't know, but it's easily like another 30 grand. Because it's going to, like, cost some money, like...
I'm so sorry. So this is going to happen the whole way through, by the way. Get ready for the pauses. Yeah, so another 30 grand. He needs to change the entire structure of his face. That's going to cost more than 30,000. I can tell you right now, it's costing nearly 10,000 just to fix one tooth. Do you know what I mean? So I think I think he's got his math wrong there.
Operation to look like him.
Well, what have you had done so far then?
I've had cheek fillers.
I was talking about the kendo.
My chin there. What else? I've had my eyebrow at HD left.
That's how we got here.
What else? I had my lips, my border. I've had my teeth done. I have tanning injections once a month. I do try and get his skin tone.
He does have nice teeth. I'll give him that.
Do you not worry about all these sort of things that you're doing to yourself? You're a young lad, you know, that you're putting all these things into your body. Do you worry about how that's going to affect your health long term?
Yeah, I understand that, but if I'm doing something to make myself happy, and say in 40 years' time something happens to me, it's my own fault, and I know it is, but all I'm bothered about as long as I stay happy.
But
well, that's the most important thing.
But that's like a bizarre thing to say, because he says he's doing it now to stay happy, which is fine. Okay, cool, we get that. Everyone wants to be happy. Oh, cuddles and all that. And then if in 40 years If in 40 years he's not happy, then that's his own fault. But he's doing it to be happy. So I'm confused. Like, that's like, do you see what I mean? Like, that's not like a correct thought process. Because if what he wants is to be happy, why would he risk doing something to himself that will make him could make him permanently unhappy when he's 40? And that's not too far away from the age of him, I'm guessing. I'm guessing he's in his 20s.
You know, if you're doing something and it's making you happy, then sort of fair enough. I mean, there are other aspects of paying for it, which we'll come to in just a moment. But David, of course, is a honed sportsman.
Yeah.
You know, what about the body?
The body, obviously, I'm not slim like him, I ain't got the six-pack, but I do want a gastric band.
And you've been to the doctors asking for a gastric
Yeah.
band. And in your words, you said the doctors have kicked you out.
yeah.
And for what reason?
Because I kept on going and they're saying you want a certain weight, you have to be higher, you know what I mean? And I was saying I really need this, you know what I mean? It would change my life. I had problems all my life with weight. And okay, I'm not just doing it to like get the quicker way to lose weight. I'm doing it, I've tried every diet in the book to lose weight. I've tried every exercise and I can't do it. So I need the gastric band to help me. But when I have that done, I need to still exercise and eat healthy.
Do you ever think about, because you sort of hear all these people that, you know, they feel very unhappy and they think it's the weight that's the reason they're unhappy, and then they lose the weight, and then eventually they look in the mirror and they suddenly realise that actually it hasn't changed anything, they're still unhappy underneath. Do you ever worry that after doing all of this, spending all this money, putting your health at risk, that actually maybe you should just work on you and learning to really love the person that you are now?
I know what you mean, but not really. I'm happy looking like David Beckham, being like David Beckham. I want his lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's,
I'm not sure I can handle this, guys. What I'm hearing is, how does he think? So he wants to be David Beckham. Lifestyle, right? Oh, hello, phone. Oh, school pickup time. That's what I was about to get. Like, he's doing all this surgery and everything. Let's say he does the surgery. Oh, he looks at David Beckham. Obviously, nom nom. And he gets his gastric band and loses weight. I mean, I think he's very confused about what a gastric band does. Because if he can't lose weight now, he's going to, like, have a shock when he gets that gastric band and he starts, like, having real trouble because he, like, can't manage to eat the right foods, stuff like that, because it starts there first. Anyway, let's just pretend he gets his gastric band, loses all the weight, woo! And he's got his face, he now looks like David Beckham, woo! Does he think that magically is going to make him rich and famous and he's going to have his lifestyle? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I want to live like Taylor Swift. So should I go and mangle up my body in hopes that means what? People are going to think that I am Taylor Swift and start paying me like her? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't give him the lifestyle. It doesn't make him a famous footballer who gets invited to the king's coronation. Like, that doesn't give, like, I really hope that these two mention that. Please say they mention that. I'm not sure I can cope if they don't.
That's an interesting thing to say as well, because David Beckham has earned the lifestyle that he lives because he is an international sportsman and has been at the absolute top of his game. How can you, because a lot of the meltdown on social media over the weekend was the fact that you're unemployed, you're spending your benefits on.
That's the thing, I just want to confirm, I ain't spent one bit of my money on my benefits. I've took out loans and I'm in debt.
But how
are you
You took out loans. How does he think he's going to pay the loans back? How does he think he's going to pay the loans back? What money, if he doesn't work and he gets benefits, but he's not using his benefits to pay for it, how does he think he's going to pay for the loans? Which, in turn, guess what that means? His benefits paid for the treatments. Oh my God, I can't handle this guy. This is exactly the kind of person I'm talking about, guys. Okay, I'm back.
Loans.
Yeah, you're £19,000 in debt, aren't you?
That's why I haven't paid for them on benefits.
Yeah.
So I can't.
So how are you going to pay that back? And if you said you still need £30,000 to continue this,
I don't know. I do not know.
Isn't that just going to make you sadder?
No.
The fact that you don't look like David Beckham and you're incredibly in debt.
No, I know I don't look like David Beckham at the minute, but at the moment I feel happy. I feel amazing about myself.
Yeah.
I'm in the best place ever I've been these past year.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that lifestyle, because, as I said, you know, we know why David Beckham lives the lifestyle that he does. You've said, I want to be on the friends list of Nicki Minaj, Beyonce, Drake and Katie Price. One day Simon Cowell will be picking up the phone to me. Yeah. What's your talent? How are you gonna earn that sort of lifestyle? What are you gonna do?
I don't know. I'll do anything, but I know this sounds very big-headed and like cocky, if you know what I mean, but all my life I've already known I've been different. I ain't never fit in anywhere, go at school, anywhere, and I believe I should be in TV or acting.
Then
or
go
like yourself.
and do auditions like a normal person who wants to be a normal actor. Imagine changing your entire body to copy someone who's not even an actor, by the way. Like, he's a footballer. But, like, you want to change your entire body to mimic. I was like halfway between mirror and mimic. I don't know what I did there. Anyway, to mimic somebody who's already famous, that it's going to magically put you on telly. Yes, it's going to, when they do things like this, or like expos on like loony bin worthy people. Do you know what I mean? Like, just go do auditions. Like, if you're a good actor, you think that you belong on the TV and blah, 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 you will make it. You will be on TV because you will be accepted in the auditions. Oh my God. I really hope people he knows after seeing his interview and oh my God, literally, Emzy, I could like kiss you. That's exactly what I'm saying. I think that his friends and his family need to kind of step in. Anybody who thinks like this, anyone who acts like this, needs to step in and help them. Just like you would if you recognise symptoms of depression in your friend, you would help them. They need to do something, right? Hopefully, after this morning, they kind of like after he was on this morning, they kind of went to him and was a bit like, you know, do you want some guidance? Or maybe contacted his friends or his doctor or something. I don't know. But Jesus Christ. And shame on the surgeon who's just taking that money and not considering his mental health. Like, shame on them.
Presenting something, because I never fit in anywhere.
So is that why you're struggling to find a job then? Because you're not happy to just take a job that comes along, you're holding out for something on screen or in the media in some way?
Something like that, yeah.
But it's the thing people ask me a lot, ask us a lot.
Yeah.
You know, how do I get into it? What do I do? You can't get into this game just because you want to be famous.
Like, I don't want just like stuff chucked to me, you know what I mean?
You've got to be good at it.
I want to be good at it, yeah, I believe I can, but I want to work my absolutely butt off to get there, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not one of them people where I just want stuff chucked at me.
So what are you doing
honestly,
then?
Work my absolutely butt off to get my goal.
And my concern is that to pick up on what Holly was saying, is that you've set yourself such a massive goal, way off in the distance, that you're never going to get to that level of happiness until you love yourself.
I do love myself how I am now, you know what I mean? But I just want to look like David Beckham. Like, who don't, you know what I mean? Like, no one can say David Beckham is ugly or he's not attractive, you know what I mean?
Can't handle
Even
this.
people who's not a fan of him, they would say it, you know what I mean?
Well, look, what to say? I mean, it's not really saying good luck with it, you know, just look after you, I think, is all I want to leave you with today. But thank you for coming in and talking
Thank you
to
for
us
having me.
today.
For
Oh
more
my
of the
God.
same, just click here and don't forget.
Oh my God, like, I don't know how they can interview them like that. Like, I don't know how they can interview them and keep their like straight face and keep like themselves like calm and not just grab him and shake him. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's like the exact kind of person I was talking about, who obviously needs mental health intervention. Like, somebody should be doing something, like helping him. Like, I'm not over here I mean, some of the stuff he said was like laughable. Like, I want his lifestyle. I want to work my butt off for it. What are you doing then? Nothing. Like, he didn't mention any auditions he's going on or any grafting he's doing, nothing. So he wants to work his butt off once he's been given it, is what he meant in that sentence. But that aside, like, the actual sadness of the fact that, like, the actual sadness that he thinks like it, that there's something wrong in his mind that makes him think and behave like this, is actually really, really, really sad. Like, he's going to be so unhappy his whole life because he's going to continue to strive for something that is not attainable, and it's just sad. And like, somebody needs to intervene and get him some kind of medical treatment. They just, not surgery, mental health medical treatment. Do you know what I mean? It's so sad. Like, so many of us struggle day to day when bad stuff happens in our lives and whatever. And we struggle, and some of us can't make it on our own. And that's why some very sad and desperate people do the end of life thing. But it's like, it's just like we at some point in our lives, we will all probably go through a phase or a situation like that. And it's like, I would like to think that if my friends and family recognized that in me, they would help me. And it's like, but yet something like this, for some reason, it's condonable, but it's just as dangerous. Because if he gets to the point where he's 40 and he's still cutting out bits of his flesh to fix this and fix that, he's not living a life that he's never been happy. And when he realizes that he's actually just too old for it now, he might end up considering devastating things as end of life. And it's like, somebody needs to step in and help him. Like, his friends and his family should help him. I would want my friends and family helping me. I feel mental health should be more serious consideration before surgery. Exactly. That's exactly it. Like I said, it's in an era where we are so pro mental health. Like, everyone share everything. And so everyone's tweeting about their mental health issues and blah, 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 blah. And everyone else is like, please come talk to me about your mental health stuff. But then, like, why is this one being cast aside? Like, that's just so sad to me. It's really so sad. Do you want David Beckham lookalike update a few years later? Well, this dude, same dude. 22-year-old who aspired to look like David Beckham reveals plans for sex change and to look like Victoria. Do you see what I mean? Like, he was so sure of himself here that this is what he wanted. So sure of himself. And then you roll on a few years and now he wants a sex change to look like his idol's wife. Why is he not in therapy? How is this like... Oh, right. You ready? We're going in, guys. I'm scared. Come on. Like, nobody in chat can think that this is normal, right? Does anybody in this chat genuinely, James, shut up, genuinely think that this is normal and not a mental health concern? And if you think it's normal for him to be who he is, then spend all his money to try and be like David Beckham, then a few years later spend all his money to try and be David Beckham's wife, I would like to hear how you think it's normal. That's not me insulting. I'm genuinely curious. I don't say that becoming a man or becoming a woman means you're crazy. I'm saying it could mean you're crazy. Now that doesn't, and just like you might think you're gay because you were pressured into it because that's what your family all like said because they're all like gay or non-binary, blah, 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 blah. I think if you are raised in a certain way, you could mistake how you feel. You could have a malfunction in your brain. And I think that anybody who wants to go through something as serious and severe as a transgender operation, I think they should go through an extensive psychiatric check to make sure they're okay. So it's in their best interest to make sure they're okay and they're not making a mistake and they're not going to hurt themselves because of it. Do you know what I mean? If he was just a guy who, after extensive therapy and blah, 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 was like, I think I'm a woman. I think I'd be happier if I was a woman. Blah, 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 blah. That would be okay because he's already been checked and it's all been established that that's the best thing for his mental health. Being in your 20s, being adamant you want David Beckham's lifestyle and so you're hacking up your body to look like a celebrity, and then a few years later hacking up your body again to look like the wife of that celebrity, that is not normal in any way, shape or form, obviously. I think some people note that I think they're just trying to pursue a desire to be something they're not. When they manage to achieve that, they will find the same void feeling again before finding the next ideals. Yes, exactly. I feel this usually stems from an identity crisis brought on by either trauma or other developmental stages in early life. In my work, we see this happen to young teenagers who experience abuse, for example. Yeah, exactly. So, for example, in that instance, taking those people and allowing them to you know what I mean, like aiding them in transitioning would not be the best thing for them. Because when they come out of the other side, they find the grass is not greener, and now they're probably more unhappy because of what they've done to their body to find that it didn't help, making the consequences of that probably a lot more dire. So those people would need a different kind of help, which is a mental health thing. Obviously, there are some people who understand themselves and like they know, and they transition and they're like, wee, party time. I'm like happy now, obviously. Like, I just think this is crazy. This is crazy. And the fact that nobody is like intervened or like, what do you call it when you put them in a mental hospital? Like against their will. Even if the transition is what he always wanted, the David Beckham thing was a bit of a cover-up. That still should have been picked up when he went to the consult for his initial surgeries. Exactly. Because sectioned, thank you so much. Sectioned, yes. He should be sectioned because I'm not saying like, oh my God, throw away the key. No. I'm saying sectioned and helped. Because obviously that he's not unsavable. He's not like, do you know what I mean? He's not completely, do you know what I mean? He's just a poor guy. Or perhaps he always wanted to be a girl and he misconstrued what he was thinking. Maybe he battled the need to be a girl with overcompensating by trying to make himself the most gorgeous guy. Like MZ said, that should have, it would be like one of them, like either him becoming David Beckham or him becoming a woman. I'm going to ignore the Victoria Beckham part of it at the moment because obviously that's a different kind of identity crisis. But one of these types of transitions he was trying to do was obviously incorrect. Thank you for the follow. Was obviously incorrect and was due to him not understanding himself in a very serious mental capacity. Do you know what I mean? So, like, this is when I think interventions are absolutely needed. So, after spending £1,000, I looked at David Beckham. Jack Johnson has revealed plans for a... So, I need to be careful what I say now. My children have come home. So, certain words like this, I cannot read out loud. So, there will be moments that I whisper into the microphone. Has revealed plans for a sex change to emulate a sports star's wife. 22-year-old who grew up there, realised at a young age something was different after seeing a transgender woman. This isn't true. Unless after seeing the transgender woman on Jerry Springer show, that was... No, as a child, she knew she was going to have a sex change operation. This is, like, not true. Because in the last interview, he was like... Gender, yeah, I could say that. But in the last interview, he was like, no, I know that I need to be David Beckham. So it's not like he knew. Maybe he felt something. He might have felt something, but that just means one of the times he's either talking crazy or he's lying. Jack, who plans to change his name, oh my God, poor David and Victoria. Sorry. Who plans to change his name by deed poll and wants to be called Victoria, said it has been an emotional journey, but now she's on the NHS waiting list for a sex change. God, I hope they don't give it to him. Her. Them. I'm going to go with them for now. And plans to have breast implants next month. She told Nottinghamshire Live that... What? Stop swapping pronouns. Either use she for her or use he for him. Why, in the same sentence, are they swapping pronouns? They're just going to confuse me. I'm just going to read it how they are writing it, okay? I'm not swapping the pronouns. The article is. She told Nottinghamshire Live that he aspires to look like Victoria Beckham. The former Ellis Guildford pupil said, I love Victoria fashion. Oh my God, so 1 minute he wants to have David Beckham's lifestyle, now he wants Victoria's fashion. So much I have even bought her high heels, which I saved up out of my benefit money. I love her face and body and everything about her. I'm going to look like her twin when I'm done. Jesus, mother of God. Hang on, though, as well. Just wondering, is it odd or not that he aspired to do it by a transgender woman rather than a woman in general? Ooh, that's an interesting question. Oh, we need somebody to ask. Do you think somebody who's going through that situation is inspired more by transgender women, therefore they would understand how they feel, or by a woman born a woman because that's what they wish they were? Ooh, that's an interesting question. I feel like it's almost like he's trying to over-justify his dramatic change. But like, he's obviously just beyond unhappy with everything he is, which is so sad. So sad, and somebody needs to help him. She spent about 20,000 in an attempt to look like the former England captain and previously spoke about how a regime of eyebrow lifts, teeth veneers. Oh my God, is that what he looked like originally? Oh, he was fine. Look, he looks lovely. When I was 8, I was watching the Jerry Springer show. I saw a transgender woman on there who had sex change. So from then on, I knew one day I was going to have the operation. Then what was the whole This Morning show about? It's been the most emotional journey because I've been living a lie my entire life, which is so hard, but now I can start to be the real me. When I first told my family and friends, they all supported me and were 100% on this journey of mine. Oh my God, shame on them. Shame on them. They say they're happy if I'm happy and they'll always have my back whatever I choose. For shame! I told my family 5 months ago, but I only just told my friends because I'm going to live full-time as a woman now. And I'm going to have a big sex change in 22 months because I'm on the NHS waiting list. But my sister's paying for my boob job, which is going to happen next month. Everyone knows I'm transgender and I want to look like Victoria Beckham. Now in my hometown, and some people ain't so nice, but I don't care because I have my happy ever after. So, what? This is all the same words that he said when he was becoming David. He needs mental help. He needs mental health help. Oh my God. His sister's going to pay for it, so he's not even going to go through any of the NHS like mental health checks for getting boobs. No. And the surgeon will just take the money. Just take the money, won't they? No, because all they care about is the money. Even though, as doctors, they should have a moral obligation to the health, be it physical or mental, of any person. That makes me so sad. Oh.